The difference between Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong is a question that arises often when someone doesn't know these arts and look to people, one doing Tai Chi Chuan and another doing Qigong, and they look like they work and they look like they move in a similar way. But today we will explore at least 3 differences in these 2 arts, which are both Taoist, and they move, as we saw, a bit similar. It's interesting to understand that the first difference between these 2 arts is the intention, the power of Yi coming from the spleen, our organizing the mind. In fact, Tai Chi Chuan is born as a martial art, so it's Yi, the intention of Tai Chi Chuan, it's martial, while Qigong can have a martial intention, so power of Yi can arise as martial intention, but can have as well medical intention or alchemical and spiritual intention. So this is first big difference between these 2 arts, that they move the same, they adhere to the same principles, but nonetheless they are not really the same. In fact, for example, the noun, the name of these arts already is a hint to understand them, because in Taoism the name has an initiatory meaning and brings significance, brings understanding and wisdom. So Qigong means working with energy, while Tai Chi Chuan means feast of supreme polarity. You see again the feast, the martial art, the martial intention, this power of Yi that shape our mind towards this result. While in Qigong, our mind can be shaped differently, and the result can arise as medical, alchemical, or even martial, to develop the body in a way that works more efficiently, even to strike and to project another opponent. So this is quite subtle, this power of Yi, because make us organize our mind and our life according to what we want. And in the Tao it said, you don't always receive what you want, but you always receive what you need. So some people, they are searching an art to practice, and they see how much Tai Chi Chuan is widespread and how much Qigong is famous, and they're a bit confused because they want to start one or the other. But in fact, nowadays a lot of Tai Chi school, they work Tai Chi Chuan as if it was a Qigong. So they intersect this a bit spiritual as well, but especially medical intention, and they imbue the Tai Chi Chuan with this shape of the mind, so that the class can move and can towards this result. This is not completely traditional, because traditionally Tai Chi Chuan is one thing and Qigong is another thing, but definitely everyone will receive what he needs. They think another difference between Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong is definitely that Tai Chi Chuan is much more recent, because it was codified around 17th century from Chen Wanting, while Qigong is lost in the time. The beginning of Qigong is really ancient. It belongs to 2000 years before Christ, when the bush shaman started to play with the clouds and to take the favor of the gods and the energies of the environment to bless the harvest. Tai Chi Chuan, again, it's a martial art, so it comes from a specific family, which is called Chen family, from this guy, this Chen Wanting, the biggest master to whom we due our biggest respect, because he brought us this amazing art, which is for cultivation of power and cultivation of mind and compassion as well. But we need to remember that it's a martial art, Tai Chi Chuan. And the third difference between Qigong and Tai Chi Chuan that I want to make you reflect today is that there are 4 or 5 styles of Tai Chi Chuan. First, again, coming from this Chan family, and then in the years and in the centuries, they developed 4 or 5 major martial branches. But Qigong, it has thousands of styles, and so again, the Tao is very abundant and gives the opportunity to everyone to enter in a specific manner, which is the manner which is more profitable for oneself and helps to find what is really needed. Again, you don't always receive what you want in the Tao, but you always receive what you need. That's why all these entrances in the Tao, the different style of Qigong, Tai Chi Chuan, and several other arts, it's a good entry point for everyone that wants to discover the energy. Because, again, one thing in common that Tai Chi Chuan has with Qigong is that they both work with Qi, the energy, in different way, with the Yi shaping martial or other intention when it comes to Qigong, but they work with energy. The specialty of Taoism is working with Qi, this universal energy that becomes personal energy, and then it opens again in the environment and eventually in the other people, in the communication of the speech, in the communication of the heart, in the communication of the spirit. So they are both arts that they work with energy. In Taoism, what is Qi? This is again material for another video. But we discovered today, we explored 3 differences between Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong, and even some similar points, because they're both arts of the Tao, and the Tao is abundant for everyone. So live well, live the Tao.